Well, hello everyone. I want to take a couple of minutes to go over some questions about your plan of study and also show you kind of our graduation worksheet. I know that all of you want to graduate as quickly as possible. You want to know what courses that you need to take. You have received packets with a plan of study in there, but remember the plan of study is really just kind of a basic roadmap. It just points us in a direction. The plan of study is always subject to change. And I've had a couple of questions about their plan of study over the past week or so. So I thought I'd make this quick video, kind of talk about the plan of study, and then also introduce a little worksheet. I think that'll be very helpful for you as well, kind of charting your own course on your path towards graduation. So let's take a look at a typical plan of study. For expedience sake, we'll just look at a part-time plan and kind of review some of the basics that are within that plan of study. Okay, here you can see a part-time plan of study. And on here, you have these basically the courses laid out in sequence. Now, what I've tried to do, and all of you are different. All of you come in with different amounts of credit done. Some of you have prior learning credits, which we'll talk about in just a few minutes. So again, everybody's is going to look a little bit different. But what I try to do with your plan of study is I look at the courses that you've taken, the credits that you already have, and try to graduate you in what I think would be the most expedient way possible. So if let's say you're a part-time student, and if I notice that just by maybe doubling up 1 or 2 semesters, instead of having 2 courses, having 3 courses, and we can save an entire year or more off of your time here, I'll generally recommend that. But by no means, if you feel that it's too much, you do not need to do, again, what's outlined on the plan of study. But for some of you, I did notice that if you had so much already done, that a little bit of doubling up in a part-time mode, if you will, bringing you to 3/4 time, would graduate and save an entire year. So some of you have seen that on your part-time plans of study. In general, when you look at your plan of study, you'll see these red X's. Those are put over program core courses, kind of the main things that you need to take if you've already fulfilled that requirement. So let's say if you're a CT tech and you have prior learning credit, which we give for CT technologists, all of your CT courses, your physics, your which we call principles, your application course, RAD 340, and your sectional anatomy will all be red X'd out. Double check that, always look over your plan of study. I do make mistakes. I've already made a couple of them. Missed a few courses on some folks earlier this week. I think we've got everything fixed though, but do review that. And again, remember, this is just pointing us in a direction. Every semester, I encourage you to work with Erin House. Erin is your academic advisor. She can help you tailor your plan of study down the road should you need to change it. She can also review for you any courses, if you want to speed things up or slow things down, or just to confirm that you're taking the right courses at the right time in order to graduate as efficiently as possible. Erin and I work together. Of course, I'm the program chair. She's the academic advisor for our students. So we work very closely. You can ask either one of us, but Erin's function is to kind of pull that away from me so I can focus on some other things, so she does the advising with the students. So don't be bashful to use her, and use her every semester if you wish. So with your plan of study, again, I think it's pretty straightforward. The red X's cover courses already satisfied with previous coursework or prior learning credit. Do make sure you kind of read these little notes and disclosures down here, which will make more sense as we talk about kind of our checklist towards graduation. So let's take a look at that right now, that checklist towards graduation. This is a form that we use to audit you when it comes time to graduate. And we also use this form to audit you, audit your transcripts when you come into the program. You can see that this is basically distilling down everything that you need to accomplish here to meet the program requirements and to meet our graduation requirements. So let's just take about a couple minutes and run through these main topics kind of real quickly here. The first one to look at would be general education and science coursework. In order to get a bachelor's degree here at Mercy, you have to have 8 hours of natural sciences. Almost all of you have that met because you've taken A&P 1 and 2 typically in your associate degree programs. So that's not an issue for any of, I don't think any of you. If there was some deficiency of maybe 1 or 2 credit hours, you were shy, generally for 2 credit hours or so, if you're not quite hitting that, if you're at 6, we'll do a waiver for your natural sciences. If you have like 4 credit hours of natural sciences to take to make 8, that would be something that you would need to take before graduation. English composition. We do require 6 credit hours of English composition to get a bachelor's degree here at Mercy College. Again, most of you have this filled with composition 1 and 2. A lot of programs around the country, associate degree programs, require English composition 1 and 2. A few of them don't, and a couple of you may only have an English composition 1 and you may be required a composition 2. If necessary, that should be identified on your plan of study. Mathematics, I think all of you have met the math requirement. Again, it's 3 credit hours, which is typically equates to 1 class of college level math that you'll need. Social sciences. This one gets a little bit different in that we have a firm requirement that you have a cultural diversity class. Some of you do. Some of you came in from other schools that also have cultural diversity requirements, and you have met that. If you haven't had that, you'll notice that you're going to need to take Sociology 211, Cultural Diversity. Again, it's a graduation requirement. And that brings you 3 credit hours, but you need a total of 6 to graduate. If you have a Psychology 101 or maybe some other sociology that would fulfill that would bring you to a total of 6. So I think a lot of you have Psych 101, so most of you just need a cultural diversity course. Again, identified on your plan of studies. Now here's a course that most of you will not have, and that is an upper level humanities course, or social sciences. A social science can be a psychology or a sociology. And a humanities can be a wide variety of things: art, history, music, other kind of humanity studies can be included in that area, even communications. But here's the kind of the issue with this, where most of you don't have this requirement, is that we do require, again, for a bachelor's degree, you have to have a 3 or 400 level, 3 or 400 level course to do that. Associate degree programs are 1 and 200 level work, and generally most folks don't go far beyond 200 level work while they're working on an associate's program. So the vast majority of you do not have an upper level humanities, which is to be expected. The good news is we have a upper level humanities specially developed for medical imaging. Last year I requested that we have a professional communication course, and it is wonderful. It kind of goes over all levels of kind of business and professional communication. It is a 300 level course, so it fulfills that requirement. It is offered during the summers, and it's something directly related to our goal of your career advancement, so that's why I really love that course. But again, this can be fulfilled by any upper level humanities course, but I would highly recommend that you look at our communications for professional success that is indicated on your religious studies. 9 credit hours, 3 courses. Remember, again, most courses are about 3 credit hours apiece. Some of you do have religious studies or theology courses, and you've come into us with that. So you can have 1 or 2 of these already done. Just like in that social sciences where we require a specific course, that cultural diversity, in religious studies, we have that as well. There is 1 mandatory course that we require, and that's medical ethics, and it has to be taught from a Catholic perspective. Again, some of you may have come from an associate degree program that was a Catholic institution, and they usually require medical ethics. So some of you may have one or two of you may have that already completed. But in general, for most of you, you typically do not have a religious studies or a theology course. So you'll see in your plan of study that you will have 3 religious study courses throughout your time here that you have to get done before you graduate. Again, this is all about meeting the minimum graduation requirements. There's no fluff or padding it. It's just what do we need to get you completed and to meet the minimum requirements for graduation. You're more than welcome to take more than that, but I think most of us just want you probably just want to graduate as efficiently as possible. Okay, so that covers kind of the general education and science hour requirements that you're going to need, credit hour requirements. The program core courses. Now, some of that should be pretty familiar to you by now, as you kind of looked at this whole program from the outside. Now that you're inside, these courses kind of laid out here, the residency, which you're already in right now, and then so forth, going through all of those RAD courses that you're going to have, in addition to your healthcare administration courses. You have 4 courses in that business side of things, healthcare side of things, that are in that traditional, what we call program core courses. And after completing all of those, if you see there, the total hour requirement on program core courses is 42.5. Again, that's going to be different for some of you. For those of you that have prior learning credits, maybe you're a CT Tech, an MR Tech, a CIIP, or a CRA, you're going to have some of those program courses already waived and received credit for them. So again, each one of you is going to be a little bit different. But either way, either through a waiver or by taking the course, you got to get through those core courses. Additional elective hours if required. I don't think anybody in the current group has the need for additional elective hours. Why would you need elective hours? If you see over here in the corner here, that in order to graduate at Mercy College with any bachelor's degree, you have to have 120 credit hours. Let's say you did everything on this sheet. You have an associate's degree, and again, you did everything on this sheet, and we total up your hours at the end of when you apply for graduation, which you do one semester away from your graduation, and we realize, oh geez, you're at 117 credit hours. You need 3 more credit hours to graduate. You haven't reached 120. In that case, we'll say take an elective, anything. Just take something for 3 credit hours. That usually doesn't happen. The reason that doesn't happen is most of you come in with about 70 credit hours right now from your associate degree programs. So you take your 70 credit hours that you have, plus about the 55 that we put on top of it. And that usually brings you right in the correct zone that you're going to need for graduation. Most of our students graduate with about 123 to about 129 credit hours, which is great. That means they're kind of getting it right on the money. They haven't taken too many courses at any time in their academic career, going all the way back from the beginning of their associate program, that didn't help apply towards their degree. Occasionally, there are some students who come to us who maybe were in nursing and then went to RAD and maybe switched a couple programs, and they come into us with 90 credit hours. Well, not much we can do with that. You still need to meet the graduation core requirements kind of listed here. So you're going to be a little bit over. So that kind of goes over elective hours. Again, I think very few of you will need that, but remember that number, very important, 120 credit hours. The other thing I want to talk about, if you see it on the bottom, and I've talked a little bit, hinted about it with the prior learning credit. That is something that we have just started for this academic year. I was very excited to get that done. What that is, and again, some of you are directly involved with this, is for medical imaging folks who have certification, post-primary certification in CT, MRI, quality management, and those are through the ARRT, or if you are a certified informatics information imaging professional, a CIIP, that is another designation that we look at. And there's another designation called CRA, Certified Radiology Administrator. By the way, those are some very interesting certifications that most rad techs don't know about. I would highly encourage you to look into those. They can be something that you may want to shoot for down the road. But for those folks, again, for the MR, the CT, the quality management, the CIIP, which is the informatics professional, and the CRA, those folks get courses waived because they've taken some very arduous, standardized, controlled tests that prove that they know the knowledge that we're teaching in these courses. Now, if for any reason I've missed that and you're a CT tech and I didn't know it, or missed that certification on your application, let me know, because if you're a CT tech and you're certified, we want to waive those courses for you and give you that college credit at no charge. So let me know if I've missed that. Please, if you have any of those certifications, notify me right away. And kind of in summary, looking at this whole kind of audit sheet, you do have a link to download this. Please do download this. You can use it as your own roadmap. You can, I see students how they just kind of check off as they go through here, and kind of, they're making their progress towards their graduation. It's a great way for you to keep track of, for yourself, on how to meet those requirements. There's really 3 people that are involved with getting you that diploma. Of course, there's me, the program chair. I truly want you to succeed in this program. I want you to get this done at a pace that is comfortable for you, for your family, for your career. We are here to support your student success. I'm here to support your student success. There's also Erin House. She is also your go-to person to help you through this process, through choosing the right courses, going full or part-time. Again, Erin and I work together. Erin, again, is your academic advisor, and she works for the program. So please utilize her. And then the third person is, of course, you. And you're really the most important part of this triangle, if you will. So, the responsibility is on you to make sure that you're doing your own due diligence in tracking your own progress towards graduation. But please use Erin and myself. We're there to support you all the way through this. So with that covers some of the basics on your plan of study, kind of some basics on academic advising as well, and then using this worksheet or audit sheet towards tracking your progress towards graduation. Again, if you have any questions about your plan of study, about post-primary certification, if you have it and I didn't give you credit for it, or this worksheet, please contact me. And always, thank you for watching.